Good morning, Facebook. Hello, Facebook, August 6th. Hello, YouTube, if you're catching this on the replay on YouTube. Marcus here. It is Friday morning, August 6th. A little later than I like to go on. It's about 8:41, and I'm live here. There's my notification. Do a little sound check. So, good morning, everybody tuning in. Got a couple people tuning in now. So, yep, there we go. Volume on. All right. So, Friday, August 6th, busy weekend here at the restaurant. We got lots of catering this weekend. Like, lots and lots of catering. Some big parties, too. Bigger parties. But the restaurant is open tonight at 5. Saturday and Sundays open at 3. We had live jazz last night. It was great in the garden. Really awesome. John Simon and Friends. Larry Balestro's back there playing. Really awesome last night. And a decently busy night. And the weather was gorgeous. Supposed to be... Jay, can you answer that for me? Waiting for a couple important phone calls today. So, all right. Let's see. So, other things going on at the restaurant. Of course, soft shell crabs are back. Sea scallop risotto entree going very, very well, and that kind of stuff. But I wanted to talk about Jamie and I just were away this week, and with the kids, with both of our kids. So it was all four of us. It's very rare that we get a family little getaway, but it was great. Jamie and I get away all the time because we go to the Finger Lakes and we go visit Justin up in college, and we go to visit wineries in the Finger Lakes. So Jamie and I get our fair share of away, and being closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays this year allowed us to get out during the midweek and explore and go. And people always ask us, how do you pick other restaurants? Like, how are you eating out at other restaurants? Like, you guys must be like so picky and so critical of other restaurants. And to tell you the truth is, we're not. We're not that critical of other restaurants, because I know, we know to begin with a lot of the ingredients that they're using just is subpar to begin with. We see the trucks that pull into these restaurants. We know what they're using, and the expectations. We understand what the industry is like and what these restaurants are like, and a lot of times when you're out traveling, like, it's tough, really tough, to get a very well thought out meal, a restaurant that's using really high quality ingredients, no GMOs, organic food, local food, things like that are actually going the step above and beyond. Even most restaurants that say they're farm to table are still using a ton of crap food, a ton of cheap oil, cheap salt, cheap everything in between, except for the few items that they're buying that are farm to table. So we just know that's a situation. We know, with the labor shortage, it's tough at restaurants, all restaurants around. But here's one of the keys that Jamie and I kind of judge when we go out to a restaurant, if we're going to have a better experience or if they've put more thought into their menu and their ingredients, is we always look at the wine list. We always look at and see if they've taken the time to really pick wines that are out of the normal liquor store realm. And so, like, for example, like when we go to a restaurant and we see the Apothic Red, we're like, okay, they're buying it from a big company. Every restaurant can have this. Lots of restaurants do have it. The restaurant down the block's can have it. They took no time to actually put any thought process into, let me develop 10 wines or 20 wines that might be a step above any other restaurants that will make us stand out. And going to Jamestown a lot this year, because Dustin was playing baseball in Jamestown. We just got back from Lake George. Like, in Lake George, you walk up and down the strip and you pop in the restaurants, you look at the menus, like, they all have the same wines. They all have Josh Cabernet. They all have Cartledge and Brown. They all have to a certain extent the same wines up and down the whole strip. There's no differentiating factor. Nobody's actually taking the time. None of the restaurant owners have taken the time to actually say, you know what? Let's be a little different. Let's be a little better. Let's be a little above and beyond. And if they're not doing that on the wine list, they're definitely not doing that on the food. 100% guaranteed they're not doing that on the food. So that's like the first clue. Like, if we want to look for a nicer place, more thought process, we always go right to the wine list and say, are you breaking the trend of the restaurants in the area? Same thing in Jamestown. We found this cute little place that called Labyrinth. And it was this cute little place. They had a lot of vegetarian food, great craft beers. We looked at their wine list, and they bought from the smallest importers. Like, we know the importers. And they had like they only had 8 wines on their list, but I was like, wow, like they really put a lot of thought process in to the wine list here. The small little wine list they have 4 whites, 4 reds. They really handpick some stuff. It's really cool. I was like, this is great. And of course, the food quality matched their thought process in the wine. Totally matched their thought process in the wine. And we were like addicted to this restaurant. They had lots and lots of vegetarian food, really high quality, amazing ingredients. Like you can, it was a step above the other restaurants. But they took the time in their wine list to do that. So that was like the definite correlation for us. And then you go to these other places. Even the steakhouse that was there, the big steakhouse. We went there and ordered vegetarian food at the steakhouse and seafood. But their wine list wasn't anything special versus the restaurants down the street. It was the same wines in the steakhouse versus the pub down the street that was charging twice the price, 3 times the price. When we go out, we're just happy to be out, I think, is really what it is. We're happy to be out. We're happy to be away from our restaurant, enjoying time together with each other. And that's really what matters. The last restaurant we were at in Lake George the other day, there were 2 dishes that were very, very, very poorly executed, like very poorly executed. And so the waitress didn't get back to us enough time. The waitress was phenomenal, by the way, really good, but she didn't get back to us in enough time to really ask us. And the pasta dish that Justin got was really, really super al dente, like you're chewing on flour al dente. It was fresh pasta, great ingredients, but it just wasn't cooked all the way. And then one of their bruschettas, one of the breads was very, very well done, and the other ones were soft on the same plate. So I didn't realize it was the owner, but when he came by, he goes, "How was everything?" And I said, "Everything was mostly good. Everything was mostly good. I'm not really complaining." He goes, "No, please tell me." I said, "Well, the pasta, we didn't eat the pasta. The pasta was super al dente. It's like almost like chewing on flour." But I said everything else was really good. I said the crostinis were questionable because one of the breads was almost tastes like it was stale, and the other ones were soft. So it was a little. But I said, other than that, we had a really great experience. I don't mean to be complaining to you, but you asked me how everything was, and I didn't want to lie to your face. I said that right to him. I said I didn't want to lie to your face. And he's like, "I appreciate that. I really appreciate that." He goes, I have thick skin. I said, by no means do I want anything or anything. Just let you know. You asked me, so I let you know. And we would come back here and this and that. So we got talking. So he found out we owned a restaurant and that we do consulting and things like that. And he spent about a half an hour with us talking. And it was great to make a new friend in the restaurant industry, and talk about things. He ended up comping the pasta, which was fine. It was really al dente. I would be upset if any of my chefs in our kitchen served pasta like that. I'd be really upset. I wouldn't be happy, and I'd comp it as well. But we were just happy to be out and eating. But some people, when they go out, like that would ruin their night. The waitress didn't get back to me enough time. The dish is terrible, and then they start feeding the other people at the table, right? The group that they're with. The food here is terrible. The service here sucks. Like your dish is like that. I can't believe they did your dish. And all of a sudden, that momentum keeps growing with like this group of 4 people or 6 people, where like everybody's like on edge now and be like, this is a terrible place, folks. Just go out and relax, have a good time, understand that restaurants aren't perfect, understand that that life is short, and just getting to go out with friends and family is a blessing to begin with, and just cherish those moments. Like we weren't mad at all. Jamestown, one of the previous times we were there, I ordered their deluxe baked potato, and I ordered it again the second time, nice baked potato with all the sides and everything, and I ordered a side of asparagus. And the potato came out on a different plate. One time it came out on a board. One time it came on a plate. It was a plain potato versus all the sides. And so and the asparagus something was wrong with the asparagus. I think the asparagus was pretty raw on the plate. It was grilled asparagus. It was pretty raw. And so they asked me how it was. And I said, well, to tell you the truth, it wasn't what I was expecting because it wasn't what we had last time. I said, we were here 2 weeks ago. This was a total different presentation on the potato. And I had more things with it. And I had the asparagus last time. The asparagus would cook perfect last time, but this time they're still raw, like they're like very raw. And I just when people ask you at a restaurant how everything is, that's your chance to be honest with them and give them constructive feedback. But it didn't ruin my night. And they wanted to comp it. I said, listen, I don't want you to comp anything. I'm going to eat the potato, right? And you brought me and you fixed it, and the asparagus, no big deal. It's really no big deal, right? But you asked me, so I told you. Don't comp anything. And he was like, well, I was like, just shake my hand next time I come in. Like, I'm going to come back. I'm definitely going to come back. I'm going to order the potato again. I'm going to order the grilled asparagus again. And just say hi to me. That's all I'm looking for. I don't want to make a big deal out of this. I don't want a production out of this. it's one of those things where we're out and about and having fun. So on the other side of this, a lot of people say to me, "We'd invite you for dinner. You and Jamie, we're so nervous to cook for you." And Jamie and I are like, "No, don't be nervous. We're just happy that you would think of inviting us over for dinner. Like, we're just honored that you're inviting us over for dinner. We don't care what you cook. We don't care if we order food out. We're in it for the company of and friendship of going out to your house. If you're inviting us to dinner, we're totally honored." People get, "I just don't know what to cook," and don't stress. We're generally super easy people, and we work hard, and we just like to relax, not have to stress about anything. So that's one of the misconceptions a lot of people think about Jamie and I. Like, "Oh, we can never cook for you." Jamie and I love when people cook for us. Absolutely love it, and honored that people ask us over and do that. So that's how we pick other restaurants, deal with other restaurants, and when people invite us over. So if you're tuning in live, by the way, drop a comment in live. I don't see many people. Well, there's a bunch of people on, but not many comments. So that's the story, folks. We open at 5 o'clock today. 5 o'clock today, 3 o'clock tomorrow, 3 o'clock on Sunday. It looks like the weekend's going to have some decent weather. Let me do a weather check real quick here. And I got to get up to the house. We're laying pavers today for the Airbnb. Beer dinner on Monday. We have a great beer dinner on Monday. I don't know what the dish is yet, but it's 4 beers. It's $29. I don't have the beers here. I have them inside. We're doing the Stone Vertical Epic series, which is a series that Stone released starting in 2002, ending in 2012. And the idea was you would buy these beers every year from 2002 to 2012, and then, like, when the last one came out, you would drink all of them. You'd get all your friends together, and you'd open up one of each or two of each. Each vintage was called a Vertical Epic, and restaurants did these Vertical Epic tastings, and friends did it. The brewery did it. Each beer is designed to age specifically to improve, and we did one of these Vertical Epics in 2012 or 2013. We've done one previous after that, and now we're doing our third one with the 2007, 10, 11, and 12 vintages. I believe that's the vintages we're doing. I don't have any 2002s, 3s, 4s, or 5s. I might have a 6, but I've definitely got 7 all the way up to 12. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that this Monday. So it'll be very interesting to taste these beers again. We've opened them in the last 2 months. We've had a couple of them, and they're drinking amazing. So that's going to be a really special treat when it comes to beer. If anybody's a beer fan, a craft beer fan, that is going to be a super treat. So that's Monday. This Monday, 4 beers and 1 dish. I don't know the dish yet. I'll work on it. I'll keep working on that. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. 647-3000 to make reservations on that. All right, folks, I got to get out of here and get to an appointment and get back for another appointment. Jamie's got appointments, and we'll talk to everybody later. Everybody have an amazing day, amazing weekend.